Hi everyone, welcome to your maths lesson with me, Mrs. Harris. Let's get started by looking at the practice activity that Mrs. Parr set us last time, because I had a go as well. Mrs. Parr asked us to write an addition story, a maths story, where we had to have our addends come together and then we ended up with our sum. But then she wanted us to swap our addends over and convince us that the sum remained the same. Just pause the video and tell your two stories with the same addends to somebody in your house. I bet whoever you told your story to thought it was fabulous. I wish I could hear them, but I'm too far away. Now, I'm hoping that you used your pictures to help you tell the story and that you remembered to swap your addends over for your second story. And maybe even the person listening, if they listened really closely, could tell that the sum remained the same. Now I'm going to tell you my story, but you might notice I didn't draw pictures. Instead, I chose to take photographs. So here is my first, then, now addition math story. First, I had two girls in the book area. Then along came three boys. Now I have 5 children in the book area all together. I could write that as an equation. I could say, first I had 2 children in the book area. That's my 2 girls. So first I had 2 girls in the book area. Then along came 3 boys. And now I have 5 children in the book area all together. I'm going to tell you my story again, but I'll remember to swap my addends over and listen carefully to check that I remember to keep the sum the same. Have you noticed how my story this time starts with the 3 boys in the book area? Last time it started with the 2 girls, so I've definitely swapped my addends over. So listen carefully to my second story. First, there were 3 boys in the book area. Then along came 2 girls. And now I have 5 children all together in the book area. So that's my new story. And I write it differently as well, don't I? Last time I wrote the 2 first because I had my 2 girls in the book area first. This time I'm going to write my 3 first to represent the 3 boys in the book area. My second addend this time represents my 2 girls waiting to go in the book area, and my sum remains the same with 5 children all together in the book area. Did you notice how my story swapped over? How my addends swapped? Did you? Well done! So we need to remember our generalization, and I've got that written up here. If we change the order of the addends, the sum remains the same. Let me say it again, and I'd like you to try and join in with me. If we change the order of the addends, the sum remains the same. Your turn. Well done. And let's do it one more time together. If we change the order of the addends, the sum remains the same. My story proved that. Did yours? Well done. This time I'm going to show you my equations, but without the pictures. If you've got time, you could draw your very own pictures to go with them. So first, I had my 3. Actually, that was my second story. It doesn't matter. So this was my 3 boys in the book area. Then along came 2 girls, and then we had 5 children altogether in the book area. 3 plus 2 equals 5. And now I need to do it the other way. I need to swap my addends round. Could you really quickly just do that for me? Did you remember to put the 2 first? Well done. So the 2 has moved from here to here. So what's my next number going to be here? Of course, it's going to be the 3. There we are, there's the 3 moved from here to here in my equation. So what is the total going to be? Yeah, it's going to remain 5, because if we change the order of the addends, yep, we've done that, the sum remains the same. The 5 is our sum, so that's going to remain the same. Fantastic. If you didn't quite do some equations to match your story, why don't you pause the video now and do them now, just to convince yourself that if we change the order of the addends, the sum remains the same. Well done. Oh, a fence. Fence aren't usually that interesting, are they? But this fence, this is a special fence. This fence is to keep the dinosaurs out. And, well, we started off with the fence being this long. But the dinosaurs, they grew and they grew and they grew. So we needed to make the fence this long. So my first addend is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I've just noticed some more information. I don't need to count the fence panels at all. I've got this information here. And in this information here, it tells me this fence is 2m. And the m stands for meters. This section of fence is 2 meters long. So I don't need to count the fence panels at all. That's good. That would have taken me quite a while, and it wouldn't have been right. This fence panel is 2 meters long. And the second bit of fence that we had to build to keep the dinosaurs out was 3 meters long. Just wondering, how long is my fence altogether? I know my 2 addends, 2 meters and 3 meters. Think, I might use a bar model here. And my bar model is going to show me that I have 2 and 3. 2 meters of fence plus 3 meters of fence that we added when the dinosaurs got too big. Can't have them escaping around the school, can we? So 2 plus 3 will give us our sum and tell us how long the fence is altogether. And it is 5 meters altogether. This fence altogether is 5 meters long. I could write that as an equation as well, couldn't I? I could write 2 plus 3 equals 5. So that could be my first equation. But today we're really thinking about swapping the addends over, changing the addends, and the sum remaining the same. I think I'm going to need another fence. So here is my second fence, and if I've got this right, it will also be 5 meters long, because we're really thinking about the sum remaining the same but swapping the addends over. So this time my fence started off as 3 meters long. Here's my 3m representing 3 meters. I didn't want to write the whole word meters. So 3 meters plus 2 meters of fence. The 2 meters of fence is the extra fence we had to pop on the end to make the fence longer. So if this is right, 3 plus 2 is going to be 5 meters, just like 2 plus 3 is going to be 5 meters. I'm going to use a bar model again. Do you like my bar models? I've got my 3 meters and my 2 meters. Yes, my sum has remained the same, and that's because I've used the same addends. I've just changed the order they were in. And my equation will look different as well, won't it? Because I'll pop my 3 first, then my plus sign, then my 2, my second addend, and then my equal sign and my 5, the sum. And here it is, look. 3 plus 2 equals 5. My sum has remained the same. Yeah! Thought you might just need a little smidge more convincing that I've changed the order of the add-ends, but my sum has remained the same. So I'm going to put my fences one on top of the other so you can see nice and clearly. So my first fence, this was my first fence, and we couldn't count it, could we? And in fact, we didn't even need to because we had the measurements provided for us. We had 2 meters and 3 meters. They were our 2 add-ends. And when we added them together, we said 2 plus 3 equals 5, and 5 is our sum. And we need to check that that has remained the same in my next fence, even though I've swapped the add-ends over. So here is my second fence, and already just by looking at it, I can see, can you see, that it looks the same length. Let's just check by looking at the measurements though, in case my drawing wasn't quite accurate. So I've got my 3 meters and my 2 meters. That's really helpful. So my 2 add-ends are 3 and 2. And look how they've changed. Here I've got my 2 meters. But that was my first section of fence in the first fence. 2 meters, 2 meters. Remember that M stands for meters. And here on my first fence I had my 3 meters, but it's first in my second fence, so I'll change the order of them in the equation as well, but hey, the sum has remained the same, but this time I have 3 plus 2 equals 5. Do you know, there's a really cool way we can write them, where we don't even write the sum. We can write 3 plus 2 equals 2 plus 3. Hey, that's saying that 3 plus 2 is actually the same as 2 plus 3. Whoa, that's really cool. I think we should use that again in a minute. I've come across two children and they're having a little bit of an argument, and I think we can settle it for them. They're arguing over who's got the most money. This is Lola's purse. Here it is. Lola's got £4 in her purse and this many pound coins out of it. But Finn, he's got £5 in his purse and this many coins out of it. Let's see if we can help them find out who's got the most money. I think we're going to need to look at the add-ends, so the money in the purse and the money outside the purse, and find out the sum for both of them, because then we might find out who's got the most money. So can you just write the equations for me now? You knew I was going to ask that, didn't you? Okay. Here's the equation to go with Lola's purse. £4 in the purse, £5 out of the purse, £9 altogether. Here's the equation to go with Finn's money. £5 in the purse, £4 out the purse, £9 altogether. They've got the same amount of money. Why is that? Just tell somebody you're near, why have they got the same amount of money? Why is their sum the same? I really hope you told somebody. It's because they've got the same add-ends, haven't they? The add-ends have just changed places. Because remember, we know that if we change the order of the add-ends, the sum remains the same. Great mathematical thinking if you use that reasoning. So, Lola started with £4 in her purse, but Finn, he had £4 outside of his purse. The 4 has changed places. Lola had £5 out of the purse, but that's exactly what Finn had in the purse. 4 plus 5 equals 9. 5 plus 4 equals 9. Argument settled. They've got the same amount of money. Whew. Thanks for helping them out on that. But do you remember we found a new way of writing our equations where we didn't write the sum? I wonder if you could have a really quick go at that now, and then I'll show you what I've done. Okay, so I've got Lola and Finn's purses, and I can pop a little plus sign in here. Lola has £4 plus £5. Finn has £5 plus £4, and we know that they are equal. 4 plus 5 is equal to 5 plus 4. Brilliant! I hope you did have a go at writing our new style of equation, and maybe you got it right. Maybe you didn't this time. That's okay. We're learning, and we'll learn together in the next slide too. Okay, I've got some more purses here, and this is your chance to practice our new way of writing equations where we don't write the sum, we just write it with the add-ends changed places, because we know if the add-ends change places, the sum remains the same. So I've got two purses. One purse has £6 in it. The other purse has £2 in it. I'd like you to take a second to write the new style of equation for me, but I'm not going to show you the purses swapped places yet. That's your job to imagine, or maybe even draw if you have time. So take a second now to do that for me. Okay, so this is what I wrote. I wrote, maybe you could say it with me, 6 plus 2 equals 2 plus 6. Look, this add-end just went there, and my add-end of 2 just went there. The 6 here represents my pink purse, and the 2 here represents my green purse. They represent the same things in the second part of my equation, don't they? But they've just swapped places. To help me, I did draw it as well. So here is my add-ends swapped places as a pictorial representation, as my picture. There's my £2 purse first, and here is my £6 purse. Before I wrote the equation as well, I was a little sneaky, and I popped myself a plus sign in there, an equal sign in there, and a plus sign in there. 6 plus 2 equals 2 plus 6. They're the same, aren't they? They would have the same sum. Good job for giving it a go. I'm really proud of you. You're working really hard today. Okay, I've got a little problem for you, and to solve it, you're going to have to think about all the information we've had in this lesson. Okay, it says true or false. True means something is right, it's correct, and false means it's not right, it's wrong. So I've written an equation. Say it with me. 4 plus 3 is the same as 4 plus 4. Hey, don't shout at me. Is it true? Is this one right? Okay, maybe you can tell me really quickly if it is true or false, but you're gonna have to tell me why. So do take a second to think, is it true, is it false, and why? Okay, so it is in fact, it's false. This is wrong. I hope you told me it was wrong because, well, my addends aren't the same, are they? My addends have not changed places. A different addends come in. Look, on this side, I've got a 4 and a 3. And on this side, ooh, I have got a 4, but I haven't got a 3, have I? Got another 4. Now we could go just that little step further to convince me. Well, the sum over here, 4 plus 3 is 7, and 4 plus 4, well, that's not 7, is it? 4 and 4 more, not 7, 8. I can't draw an equal sign in the middle, can I? Because they're not equal. They're not the same. So well done if you said that this was false. Good job. I was trying to trick you. Oh, my very hungry caterpillar has been getting closer and closer all through this lesson. And now he's here to see your practice activity, the thing I'm going to leave you with, ready for your next lesson. So, your job is to match the expressions and use an equal symbol to create an equation. So, I've got a red column and I need to match them with an equation from the blue column, but where the addends have changed places. Think I'll do a little example for you first, because I don't just want you to draw lines to match them up. I'd like you to write it as our new style equation with the equal sign in the middle. Now my first one is 2 plus 1. So I know from everything I've learnt in this lesson that I'm looking for an equation on this side where the addends have changed places. So definitely looking for one with a 2. Yep, no 2 in that one. Oh, a 2 in that one. Oh, it's in the same place. And the second addend is not the same. Yep, that's not the one I'm looking for. Okay, no, that one's got a 6, has got a 1, but it's in the same place, and it's not right because 6 isn't an addend in my first one. So 2 plus 1 is the same as 1 plus 2. So the first thing I'll do, and you might have a ruler to make it a little neater if you're writing them out, is I'm going to join them up. But remember, I'd like you to create the equation. So I'd like you to say 2 plus 1 is equal to, my nice equal symbol, it's equal to, yes, I matched it up to help me, 1 plus 2. So our addends have changed places, but the sum has remained the same. We just didn't write the sum, did we? We wrote our equation of 2 plus 1 is equal to 1 plus 2. And when you've done that, you have done your maths lesson today, and we are really proud of how well you've been working today, how much attention you've paid, and I look forward to hearing about how you've got on with your practice activity. So, bye from me, Mrs. Harris.